Hi there, I'm Eve from Mystic Rainbow Tarot and thank you for joining me today. So I'm going to be doing two readings. The first one is about Rowoon from SF9, which was requested, followed by a reading on V from BTS, which was also requested. Oh yes, before I forget, please remember to share, like and subscribe to support this channel, and I would really appreciate that, so thank you. So now I'm just gonna take the crystal off, give these cards a good shuffle. I haven't used these cards for ages. So messages about Rowoon from SF9, about his career and love life. Rowoon, tell us anything we're allowed to know about Rowoon. How is he doing at the moment? How is he getting along these days? Rowoon from SF9. All these different band names. There is a lot of K-pop bands. Try and fit all these cards in somehow, some way. That's it. We just have that one as well. Right, I'm going to put those to one side. Try to make some room here. Right, so let's see what we've got. We've got the page of, oh, it's called coins in this deck, but I call it pentacles, so I'm going to call it pentacles, and the 7 of cups as well. So hopefully you can see those. So this is about Rowoon wanting to turn his dreams or goals, if you like, into reality, because he is at the moment carefully planning the best action to take to further his career. So I feel he's looking at new projects that will do that, and he's probably going to have to learn some new skills along the way. I think he feels he has some other choices he's looking at, and yeah, I see that we have the 3 of Pentacles here, and so this is about teamwork, in fact. So yeah, with you know, I mean, with the rest of the band. So he's keen, you know, with this card coming up, he's keen to get finished any projects that relates to their songs and music, and I feel they are working on them. So they're doing their best as a team at the moment to get things done. So, you know, for their fans, that they think their fans will like. So here we have the 8 of Cups. So if I hold that there, so Rowoon is tired of his current situation, and as you can see in this card, this guy here, he's walking along by the lake at night in the moonlight, and he looks a bit down, and this is how Rowoon is feeling about things, unfortunately. So yeah, he is tired of his situation. because I think it would be about, they haven't been able to do any concerts, and for the first part of this year they won't be able to do any concerts. And although there might be concerts in the later part of the year, they wouldn't be as normal, and perhaps half the fans would only be allowed because of social distancing, which means half the money and half the fans getting let down. So that's a bit of a headache if him and the rest of the band were to arrange any concerts. And he is a caring, giving type of guy who doesn't want to let his fans down. So he feels kind of like disappointed that just when they're getting better known and more popular. And I do feel that Rowoon and the other member, Channy, are the popular ones in the band. And, you know, he feels like they are getting more popular now, getting more known. And then with this world crisis, it's just something else that is sabotaging their success. So, yeah, so he feels a bit depressed about that, you know. But we'll just see. Unfortunately, Rowoon does feel dissatisfied and unappreciated because it's taken them what feels like such a long time to him to get where they are now. You know, when other boy bands, K-pop boy bands, are huge, who have been in the industry the same amount of time. But I feel like, you know, he'll just have to have patience with that, because I think maybe their management company just couldn't promote them as much as some of the others. So, you know, which is just a money thing. But, yeah, so I feel like the management are going to advise him about this anyway. So Rowoon feels like, he does feel like he wants to change. He wants to do other things, I'm getting. So he may well, yeah, I feel like he may well do some acting. And I see him travelling to do this. But that's if he's given one of the parts that he's got his eye on. Yeah, I feel he does enjoy acting, and he's not getting so much enjoyment out of his music career because things are on hold with the world crisis and everything else. So next we have oh, it's called the 7 of Staffs in this pack, but I call them wands, so I'm calling this the 7 of Wands and the 3 of Swords here. So I'll just hold these up where you can see them. So I feel Rowoon has been defensive because there's been a problem within the band that someone has been getting a lot of criticism, and I feel like it's someone he's close to, another band member. Yeah, so, and this is someone he does care about, you know, and he'd like to protect. So I feel that, you know, this is probably Zuho, and they are best friends as far as I know. So I think probably what happened is that Zuho just innocently said something in public that was taken the wrong way. Maybe it could be something like that, and everything got blown out of proportion, and before anyone knew what was going on, I feel like Zuho had a lot of social media hate thrown at him. So, you know, Rowoon has been upset about this. You know, why wouldn't he be? That's his buddy. So that's something that's gone on there. So let's see what else we have. We have the 5 of Pentacles here. So I feel this relates to ill health, and I feel like Rowoon had to take a break for a while due to suffering from pain. It's from overwork with practicing of performances, and I feel like a lot of different members in different K-pop groups suffer with this. You know, they strain different ligaments or their back or whatever because they literally practice for 12 hours a day and things. And I know they're young, but your body can only take so much. So yeah. So he wasn't getting enough rest and time off, and yeah. So I feel like he strained something, and then, you know, they were forced to give him time off because he literally couldn't carry on for a while. But don't worry, I do feel he's better now. But if you wondered why he was missing for a while, I think that was it. So, but, and I'm also getting that Rowoon, he feels that he puts a lot into his performances, and he is a good singer, he really is. And so he thinks that the K-pop industry should look after him better, and they should. They got to look after their members. I mean, they make them a lot of money at the end of the day. So yeah, so he feels a bit disillusioned like that, you know, they didn't take care of him as well as they should have done. So but I do think he has a lot of talent, and he'll find avenues for it. So anyway, next we have the Two of Cups. Oh, and we've got the Empress. So yep. But what I am getting from this, he's quite a determined young man, and he'll be a success at different projects because he won't stop till he gets there. So with this Two of Cups and this Empress, so I feel there's a young lady in his life, as we see here on this card there, and that represents him. And he's very attracted to her, and I feel she will help him develop self-love and self-respect, because she's very loving and nurturing. And this is the Empress card that is telling us that. So and I feel like she's very feminine, and she's very pretty, and she will help him to become positive again and support him, and she'll help him express his feelings. So what I do think is they don't get to see each other that often right now, but she is a female he cares a lot about in his life, and she is like a love interest. It's not a family member. She means a lot to him. She's in his thoughts, and so only time will tell if anything will come of that. But for the moment, the most they can have is feelings for each other and see each other occasionally, I think. So whether he'll be given the chance to let that grow or not just depends on his work commitments and his management, because they don't really like them having relationships, I think. So anyway, that's the end of the reading, and now I'm going to get my other pack and do the requested reading on V from BTS. So I'm just thinking what pack. Well, I've actually had a question, so I think I'm going to use these for that. So what was the question I had? So the question I had was whether V will be working on mixtapes and if they will be available in 2021. So will the mixtapes be available in 2021? Is he working on these tapes? How's it going with the mixtapes? So I'll just put a couple of cards down for that. Put those out of the way. So here we have the Sun card. These are quite shiny cards, and this is the King of Swords. So I'll hold those where you can see them. So I feel with the energy of this Sun card here that that V is actually happily working on this music for the fans in 2021, and he's enjoying it too. But the energy of this King of Swords is, this is a powerful leader. So this is somebody over him, and it could be, you know, well, it would be the person who makes the decisions in the management team. It's the person, it's either the CEO or the person in the management who make the decisions on when things are allowed to be released. And this person has a lot of influence over everything, and he's the thing holding things back. It's when he says it's my way or the highway. So V is doing it, and he'd have it released as soon as for fans, but it's down to this person who's in charge. So so it's not up to V, but if V gets his way, this music will be available in 2021 for his fans. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed for that. So now I'm going to do an energy reading on V as requested, about his career and love life. So I think I'm going to use this pack here, and oh, these are really long cards, hard to shuffle. So please tell us about V from BTS and his career, love life, or anything. Any messages that might be of interest about V from BTS. V from BTS. Oops. V. Oops. V from BTS. V from BTS. V from BTS. Tell us what's going on with V. Let's put those down, straighten these up a bit. Right, so what do we have here? We have the Eight of Pentacles and the Strength card. So hopefully you can see those all right. These are lovely colourful cards. So anyway, so what I'm getting here is V has been working very hard and really puts his soul into his work. And so the thing is, it can be very tiring for him. And with this Strength card here, I do think V has been drawing on his inner strength and, you know, becoming a much stronger person as he's been getting older. Because they start in these boy bands as boys, but then, you know, as time goes by, they're still in these bands often when they're in their 20s and they're actually young men. So, you know, he's matured over time. And I've been told there's been some rumours about a rift between Jungkook and him, which I don't feel was anything much at all. And I do feel they are still good friends, but what I do see is the management have become a lot stricter as they've grown into men about the group maintaining a good image, especially as they're a lot more famous now. And the management don't want them to attract any gossip. So I think they're not allowed to clown around anymore. They've got to be more serious. So I think this may make them look more distant. Because the management are watching them like hawks. You know, which would make them nervous as well. And so that, I think that's one of the things that people may be picking up on. You know, because these K-pop bands, especially when they get bigger, like BTS are huge now, you know, that they don't want any negative press for them, especially not about them falling out or anything. And so, you know, it's hard for these lads, it really is. And I think it shows in their faces sometimes, it's going to. So I feel they really work hard, and, you know, with all their fame, they are still so humble. And that's the way to do it, I feel. You know, they're not big-headed. They haven't let it go to their head. And I do see V doing some acting in the future. And I also think, you know, he's very calm and patient and counsels the other members if there's any troubles. And so these are management skills. So, you know, in the future, he, you know, when his contracts are up, he may go into management because he'd be good at that. So what else am I getting? But right now I feel he's very busy, you know, with the others, and they're doing their music. And I do see BTS working on new songs for a new album, and I think they'll have a new album released in 2021, and I think it won't be too long away, because I do see they like surprising their fans with things like that. And I think they're not allowed to drop spoilers as well, so they don't want to get in trouble either. So we have the 4 of Wands here. So, you know, I do think he would like to sing solo one day. But for now, I think V, you know, he is happy with what he's doing, and he is balanced in his life at the moment. Because V does have a certain stability about him that I'm picking up. He draws on his inner strength so that nothing really throws him. I feel like he's very sociable. And I also think, you know, BTS have been working hard on new projects, which they are happy and excited about. And I feel that could probably relate to these mixtapes. And I sense that V is the one who wants to sing in English, because he believes that this is what his fans want. And, you know, he wants to please his fans, and this is going to get him on a long way, and he's keen to try other types of sounds. I think he's got a lot of talents and he wants to explore things. Let's hope they let him do it, you know, the management. Yeah, because we could see different types of music then, which would be nice. The next card is the Hermit. So I do sense he likes to find refuge from the turmoils of life. You know, what I mean is from fame and publicity. So as you can actually see in the card, there is a solitary guy walking out alone in the countryside, quite happy in nature, getting some peace there. So yeah, I do think he likes some peaceful time alone to chill out and reflect on himself and his life and whatever's happening. And this is how he stays strong and is able to bounce back. You may know yourself when you've had a bit of time out from work or whatever, you've been on holiday or whatever, you know, you can bounce back refreshed and get back into it all. And this is how he does it. You know, and he can bounce back into his performances after having some quiet time alone. But this is only when the management let him. I mean, I think things would get to him if they don't let him. But, you know, he's balanced and all right at the moment, so that's all that matters. So, the next card we have is the Three of Hearts. It's a lovely card with all the hearts and the ballet dancers on. So, this relates to the end of any problems, I feel. You know, in relationships with others. And because the Hermit came up next to it, which represents Virgo, and you know, Jungkook is a Virgo, so I do feel that relates to if they did have a fallout, it's over, they've made up, everything's fine. So that's what I'm getting here. So I feel that the two of them have reached a compromise and they're getting along fine. You know, right now they're fine. Also, I feel like V is spending some quiet time with his friends and family. You know, and I feel that's good for him too. You know, he really appreciates that. So with what's going on in the world, that, you know, people need their family and friends at the moment for sure. So the next card is the Lovers. So I'm getting the energy of a female here. So in his life. So what I'm going to do is just pick up the pack and see if we've got, yeah, at the bottom of the pack there, I don't know if you can see, is the Princess of Pentacles. So I think that's the female in his life. So I feel this is very relatable to the reading. So, and I feel they have a lot in common and they have a really good connection. And I see that he's known her for a long time, but doesn't get to see her very often. And they'd like to see each other more. But this is all down to work commitments. And it's been a bit of a long distance relationship, this one. And I do think they go places together and sort of hold hands and enjoy each other's company. it does seem to be a reunion after not seeing each other for a long time. So it's been going on from a distance. I wouldn't like to say it's an ex, but you could say that, but I think they've still been in touch. It's just he hasn't seen her for a long time and she's come back in his life now. It's just they've been working, and he's been working a lot. So so they do have feelings for each other, but I think V is honouring the rules of his contracts, and although he does want to marry in the future and have children one day, he'll probably wait until his contracts are up. But what I do think is they could be planning and discussing and doing a business together, because this was at the bottom of the deck, and it is the Princess of Pentacles, which is, you know, the female, I feel, that is with, but the Pentacles, you know, is business. So I feel like she's wealthy too, and they do talk about business. So this kind of gives them an excuse now to meet up, because he can just say, she's my business partner, we talk about business, and he would be allowed to see her. And I think this is what's happening. But there's some truth in it anyway. I think they talk about business, whether he'll do a business with her. He wants to. That may well come out as well. But it's a good way for him to see her. So only time will tell with this, but they do meet each other when they can. Not as often as they like. But he does have a female in his life that he cares a lot about. And she cares a lot about him. Anyway, that's the end of the reading, and I hope you enjoyed it. So thank you for watching, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one. So bye for now.